Guys, take a look at this. After the Ripple request to strike, the Securities and Exchange Commission is required to submit its opposing brief by Monday, April 29. In addition, the SEC is required to submit its response brief by May 6 in order to oppose the opposition brief submitted by Ripple. These papers will have an impact on the SEC versus Ripple lawsuit in which the SEC is pushing for a penalty and injunction in the amount of $2 billion. Despite this, it is highly doubtful that the outcome will have any impact on the SEC's plans to appeal the ruling regarding the programmatic sales of XRP. On the other hand, the SEC's plans to overturn the order regarding programmatic sales of XRP could be affected by other cryptocurrency issues. Cases like as the SEC versus Coinbase and the recently submitted Consensys versus SAC case are examples of this. It was stated on Friday, AHL 26, that Consensys had filed a lawsuit against the Securities and Exchange Commission of the United States of America. Consensys provided two reasons for initiating the case in a series of tweets on X Way, which formerly known as Twitter. One of the reasons was that the SEC shouldn't be permitted to indiscriminately expand its authority by controlling the future of the internet by incorrectly labeling Ethereum as a security. Software developers, market participants, institutions, and nations that are in the process of constructing or already managing vital systems that are operating on Ethereum are experiencing upheaval as a result of the unpredictable approach taken by the SEC. If Consensys were to prevail before the SEC, it might have an effect on the SEC's plans to appeal the decision regarding the programmatic sales of XRP. The SEC has made it quite obvious that Ethereum is a security. It is also possible that a court finding that is adverse to the SEC regulation could have an effect on the enforcement effort. Within the XRP community, Consensys is a well-known name. In March of 2024, the United States government watchdog known as Empower Oversight wrote a letter to the Freedom of Information Act, avoid seeking communications records from the Securities and Exchange Commission's Empower Oversight raised concerns about former Secretary Jay Clayton and discussed the possibility of ethical infractions occurring within the Securities and Exchange Commission seat. After leaving the Securities and Exchange Commission, Jay Clayton joined the cryptocurrency hedge fund One River Asset Management, according to Empower Oversight. A cryptocurrency hedge fund that focused on Bitcoin and Ethereum was known as One River Asset Management during his tenure as chair of the Securities and Exchange Commission. Clayton, moreover, became an advisor to Electric Capital. Electric Capital was an investor in Consensys, which established a connection between Ethereum and Chair Clayton. The case of Consensys versus SEC has the potential to unearth previously hidden information about the SEC, which may have implications for the SEC's plans in relation to the decision regarding programmatic sales of XRP. According to statements made by William Hinman, a former director of the Division of Corporation Finance at the Securities and Exchange Commission, Bitcoin and Ethereum are not securities. The link that Hyman had with Simpson-Thacher, who is a member of a group that promotes enterprise Ethereum, was the question that caused the most controversy over his lecture. In the aftermath of his departure from the SEC, Hinman went back to Simpson-Thacher. Hyman had continued to meet with Simpson-Thacher while he was employed by the SEC, despite the fact that the SEC ethics section had issued warnings. Jay Clayton is said to have publicly reaffirmed the assertion made by Hyman that Ethereum is not a security, according to Empower Oversight. Using the British stablecoin to settle international transactions, South Africa, Brazil, Russia, India, and China are working together as the BRICS nations to find alternatives to the US currency in international trade settlement. Supposedly, they are thinking about establishing a stablecoin to help with cross-border trade amongst member countries. A multipolar world is being fostered through this activity, which is carried out as part of a broader campaign toward de-dollarization. The BRICS stablecoin is this. A BRICS stablecoin was proposed not long ago by Sergei Ryabkov, Russia's deputy foreign minister. In his speech, he emphasized the group's prospective advantages. Collaboration between their different financial systems was a central theme of his talks. He suggested using a stablecoin as a possible solution, which could lead to a BRICS currency being established as the local currency. Given the BRICS nations' immense global economic influence, a single stablecoin could settle trade disputes with far-reaching consequences. This has the dual potential to boost business inside the union and threaten the dollar's hegemony in international commerce. Even though details about the proposed BRICS stablecoin are scarce at the moment, much conjecture is that it would be pegged to gold. This raises the question of whether or not stablecoins backed by gold are possible. The reason behind this is the substantial amount of gold held by the member nations. In addition to adding intrinsic value and stability to the coin, a stablecoin backed by gold would help the group's efforts to wean itself off of fiat currencies like the dollar in the long run. A number of groups and initiatives working on blockchain technology have previously discussed the possibility of a digital currency backed by physical gold. Keep in mind that other administrations and economic blocs could look to a stablecoin coalition as an example to follow. The blockchain world has been abuzz with reactions and theories on Ripple's role since it revealed that a BRICS stablecoin could be in the works. There has been a whirlwind of speculation and emotions in the Bitcoin industry for a while now. It is exceedingly unlikely that the BRIC nations would embrace Ripple's next stablecoin, which is set to launch on the XRP ledger later this year. But some fans have hinted at the possibility anyway. People are talking about how the BRICS program and the current blockchain projects could work together just because of the idea. Many see this as a monumental achievement that will pave the way for a decentralized market in the future. People throughout the world are wondering if this will help their economy since it will make them less reliant on the US dollar in international trade. The possible impact of cryptocurrency on the dynamics of global trade and the shift to a more egalitarian financial system has been noted by both cryptocurrency advocates and academics. There has been a marked change in the global financial landscape due to the proposed stablecoin movement, which coincides with the BRICS nations' ongoing attempts to de-dollarize their economy, with its ability to decentralize power and promote economic equity. The BRICS stablecoin could one day pose a serious threat to the US dollar's position as the world's dominant currency in international trade. It's still out in the air are the specifics of the stablecoin, such as its legal framework, the underlying technology, and the likelihood that member nations will acknowledge it. Members of the cryptocurrency community are waiting with bated breath for further developments in the field because of the widespread implications of this move, which could lead to widespread adoption of digital currencies. It is also being considered whether or not current blockchain projects will be involved in this massive undertaking and how global transactions will change in the future. The phenomenally successful financial technology firm Ripple has carved out a niche for itself in the dynamic world of digital banking, specifically within the realm of blockchain-based payment systems. In response to previous comments, David Schwartz, Ripple's C2, discussed the company's new focus on business payments, which indicated a major change in direction. The impending Ripple stablecoin and its implications for the XRP utility were the topics of the X discussion. That was the first step in every direction. According to X's user, Ripple prioritized creating its own software for payment-related applications above advertising the XRPL's capabilities and expanding its usage.